Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the first episode of Sip with Opie. Like in my last video, I told you guys that I wanted to create more series in the video to make it more engaging and entertaining, right? So don't judge us too much. This is our first episode. But one thing I promise is that it's going to be interesting.
Fun.
Yeah, as you can see. So, this is my first guest. So, she's going to be introducing herself. Meet
Adora. Adora. Hello.
Yeah, she's Adora, Adadi or Amma. Yeah, you know?
That's right.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about relationship. We just want to go straight. We don't want to.
No razzle dazzle.
Yeah. So, now, I'm going to ask you this question and you're going to tell me what you feel about it. And I and my community are so happy that you make time out of a very, very, very busy schedule to be here. I really, really do appreciate, and I'm so glad that you're my first guest on the show. I hope we tap from Abundance because she's well read and she has good opinion about at least every topic, and that's quite nice. So, as a person, you don't want to just be, in a particular niche. You need to have an idea about everything, at least if not everything, 90% of things going on around you. Let's not be too serious. But right now, we're going to be talking about what's your view on intertribal marriage? This thing has been causing chaos forever, and especially after the last election, the whole division has been so obvious. So we single folk, I know a lot of persons went back to the drawing board, and now they are taking decisions. So let's talk about that today.
Okay, firstly, I'm honored to be here, to be your guest, first guest. And I'm really grateful for you and your community, and I love what you're doing with what this is. And I can smell it already, it's going to be great. Okay? But kudos to you.
Thank you.
And what do I think about your, if you had asked me this question like maybe last year or before, like you said, the election is like a founding, it's like a solid ground on so many things. Like people had to like you said, go back to the drawing board and reconsider so many things. I myself had to. I don't know if other persons had to, but I had. If you had asked me this last year, I'd be like, no, traditional marriage is good. We're Nigerians, and so if you're willing to adapt, you're willing to learn, and you have like a culture. I think we Nigerians were like really accommodating. I think that's the word. Like before the elections, I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's for marriage. Yeah, I remember back then, like I speak Yoruba so good. Like I've had serious times that people tell me, oh, I'm a Yoruba girl. I'm just denying. I'm saying I'm Igbo. I have been like of a tribal market. I'm always like. I have a tribal, you don't do tribal like that, they do it here. So, yeah. But after the elections, I'm skeptical. That's the honest truth. Like, I'm big skeptical. I was in a talking stage with someone during the elections, and I kid you not, till today, I don't open that message. Because he is Yoruba, and the whole thing messed me up. The whole election messed me up so much. Like I see him like maybe I met him through somebody. I think somebody tried linking us up or so. Like I see him and I just look the other way. Like really, I couldn't just bring myself because of the whole Omoibo thing and everything. And you see, when I tell people like, I'm not sure I can really like go out of my way and like. Get married to a Yoruba person anymore. I'm like, oh no, you'll be fine because I speak the language, I eat the food, I cook the food and everything. Like, but really, hands down, I'm skeptical. Real skeptical. You have
I discovered that the election was like a rude awakening. Like even if you were sleeping, in fact, even if you were unconscious, the whole election saga would
jerk you up.
Seriously. You would just reconsider everything around you.
I did. I reconsidered.
Yeah.
I reconsidered. And I think I made a standing point since then. You not refer to me as a Igbo. You can call me an Igbo girl, an Igbo lady, an Igbo woman, but using that
you now discover that it's slow.
Yeah, I discovered like this is impunity. No, it's like degrade whatever the word is. I can't find it because it's it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's any word like that to describe. But if you want to call me evil, call me an evil person. Do not call me a more evil.
Yeah.
Not. I take offense to it since after the election because I found out that people, nah, the only constant thing has changed. So I guess
Yeah. I think life happened. I, as a person, I've had a lot of experiences, like being people being tribalistic, but I never took it to heart because I'm not a tribalistic person. So when one person does something, I usually feel that it's just one of those things. But after the election, I just discovered that it's better for you to marry your tribe. And before, after the election, I was still like, okay, you can still marry from the minority ethnic groups.
Yeah.
But then towards last week, another whole thing with that South man that was having a lot of things to say about how some tribe, if not for colonial masters, that some people from a particular tribe would still be slave and his forefathers would still sell them. So I then discovered that it has nothing to even do with minority group or anything. It's safer for every tribe to marry themselves. Like that was my motivation. I discovered that okay, do it. I'm not saying it's a good development. It's definitely not. It's just going back about 100 years backwards.
Exactly.
It just, when we thought we've gone progressive and all of a sudden
we left
we are
that back,
going back to
really
things we've moved past. Before now people felt that okay, our parents were archaic, like our parents were, what's the right word?
They wearing woke.
Yeah, they didn't get the whole picture.
Like, how would you tell me not to marry somebody else?
Yeah.
But I saw something during the election period. There was this lady on, I can't remember. I think she was really pissed. I think she was in a talking stage or in a relationship with someone, and the relationship turned sour, for real. Like, she's no longer dating the guy. She was like, and she made me realize, I'm like, okay, so that means our parents actually did say something.
Yeah.
That's why they were adamant and saying, oh no, I don't, it's not like I don't love you or I don't like the people from this tribe, but it's just that I think there's a word that almost, okay, sorry, okay, so from the other tribe, okay. This is like a diverse community, so I shouldn't really, I'm not segregating or anything, but I think I'm saying, our parents saw something. That was why.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it out there, so no tribe to feel offended. I'm actually saying Yoruba shouldn't even marry Igbos. Igbos shouldn't marry Yorubas. Hausa shouldn't marry Igbo. I'm saying Hausa should marry Hausa. Igbos should marry Igbo. Yoruba should marry Yoruba. And personally, I feel that if your parents should tell you not to marry from a tribe, and if you're a Yoruba person, your parents say, okay, don't marry an Igbo lady. She saw something. There's always a story there. And if you're an Hausa person and your parents say don't go to Igbo, don't go to, like, I really do feel that you should take them seriously, because if you look at the election, why we have bigots, it didn't come in just a particular community, even though we know that a particular ethnic group went through most, but sincerely some other tribes too were also bigots. It's not just the one tribe thing. I hope you get me. Even though like some tribe might say they are the most marginalized in the whole thing, but then it's not a one tribe thing. And yeah, this brings me to this point. Do you feel that intertribal marriage affects, like, we used to have this mother-in-law saga a lot. People be like, oh, my mother-in-law did this, that. Okay, based on my observation, I discovered that this thing is permanent. It's not as if it doesn't happen to people in the same village. We are adults, we know it can even happen to you when you marry from your backyard. But I'm saying, like, do you feel that this tribal marriage is one of the reasons? Because most times when your mother like, okay, I don't like this tribe, and you go ahead and marry, do you think this intertribal marriage fuels this mother-in-law and daughter-in-law beef in any kind? In any way?
I don't think so. I just think it's a personal thing. And the people, the so-called wicked mother-in-laws, are just terrible persons. They're just terrible persons that do terrible things. I would not put it on like a particular tribe or a particular ethnic group and say this person. No, you're just a terrible person. Your mother-in-law is just a terrible person. It's not particular to any tribe, because I've seen Igbos that got married to Igbos and the mother-in-laws are proud. But I think it's a personal thing.
I've seen
the same village, the same freaking the same village. Like they grew up together and everything.
Yeah.
And before you know, it turns sour. How can there be sugar 1 minute and the next minute I'm vinegar? Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't really.
So I think it's just a personal thing. You see the Yorubas complain, maybe the mother-in-law, you see the Igbos. I'm not sure it's relegated to a particular tribe or ethnic group, because you see like, so maybe someone from Ijebu getting married to somebody from Ibadan and they still have like these controversies and issues. I think it's a personal thing and do better.
Okay, based on what she just said, I randomly remembered, on Twitter there are a lot of hot takes, but this one is giving vivid imagination. But then some people's reality might sound like lies or just those when you're being told, but then it's actually a reality. Somebody said during a wedding that a mother-in-law slapped her daughter-in-law on her wedding day, and the son divorced the daughter-in-law.
I saw that too. And I was actually just to my brother this morning, and I think I start with the mother-in-law, because according to the trend that I read, that I saw, the mother-in-law guests came really late, and wedding was closed off the shop. So food, everything good was finished, just food the bride reserved for her parents that was remaining. So the mother-in-law went to take permission from the bride that, please, oh, my guests are here. They came from really far. I don't even care where they came from. They came. They're late, and there's nothing good to offer them. Please, that food you reserve for your parents, let me go take some of it and serve to my guests. But she blatantly said no, and the woman kept begging or keep whining, and she kept saying no. So the mother-in-law just like went ahead, took the food from the cooler, and the bride woke up there and turned the food back into the cooler.
Okay.
And the mother took the food again, and the bride did the same thing. So I think out of reflex, I'm not saying because that's bully character. I'm not saying I'm not advocating for bullies, but I get it. It's reflex. So as she poured the food, the mother-in-law hit her, and she slapped her own back. Then immediately people rushed to call the husband and explain to him he, as a gentle guy, didn't want to make a scene and everything is in. Next day, obviously Sunday, I'm sure he just kept to school. On Monday, went to file for divorce. Even his mother, the groom's mother, is begging the guy. I was the one she slapped. Do not divorce her. And the guy is Adam. I stand with the guy.
Okay.
Divorce her. She's a terrible person. Okay. Even food.
Okay, seriously.
Nah.
Personally, this view, but I didn't get the gist like this. But even after this gist, let's be realistic here. Your mom came to a wedding and your mom hadn't eaten, and you reserved some food for your mom and your mother-in-law guests. No, this thing is about priority.
I'm not sure. No. It's not like the parent hadn't eaten.
No, there's no way in this story we can know if the mother had eaten.
Okay, even if your parent hadn't eaten, there's
so much. See, excuse me.
She took some. Not all.
See, what?
Okay.
I'm a straightforward person. One thing is that I would never hit my mother-in-law because I didn't even have the reflex to hit people. If it's more than my mouth, I'm done. Even my younger ones can bear witness to that. So anytime we have issues that I hit any of my younger ones, my dad knows that something really crazy went on. I can talk very well, but I don't have the reflex to hit. I'm not even sure I've fought my entire life up to twice. I'm not sure. And both cases, maybe the person hit me first. You understand? But I'm going to say this. Personally, if you ask for a permission and it wasn't granted, you should respect that.
This is a wedding, my son's wedding.
You won't even know
if I contributed my quota to the freaking
wedding. This is what I'm saying. If you would ask my permission and I say no, you should go ahead to do it. Don't ask me.
And what she did?
Just go take the food.
Maybe she asked out of courtesy, not thinking she would say no.
That's what I'm saying. Well, why did you do that?
Because
you shouldn't have just asked.
It's just courtesy.
That's why I just feel. 1, 2. I feel if it was her daughter, because I feel this mother-in-law thing is people misunderstand it. This in-law whole thing, I think it's just a time. Because I just feel once you get married, your husband's mother becomes your mother, and
I think
your mother becomes your husband's mother. Let's be sincere. Let's speak with all sincerity.
Yeah.
would the woman have slapped her daughter that day if her daughter disrespected her?
My mom's gonna hit you. My mother would hit
Well, I didn't grow up. That's what I'm saying. That's like seriously. That's why I always say this. If I go to a family that they behave a type of way to each other, I wouldn't feel I'll be special when I get married. Do you understand? If I go and my husband's mother doesn't like him, or his sister, or maybe they just have a particular sister. I'm trying to explain something. Like, if they have a particular sister that they despise, you know some family, maybe like there are 6 children, they will have a particular one that they gossip about. Okay. Again. And if I discover something like that, you understand, I would stay away from such family, because I feel that if they can do that to one of theirs, what would they do to me, right? But one thing I'm sure that I wouldn't have gotten married to such a mother-in-law. Like it wouldn't have never gotten to wedding, because if there's one thing I would always do is God scatter those that are not supposed to be in my life.
No, wait, see.
I'll keep praying that till the wedding day. Even before the wedding day, well, I probably had issue. I'm really sure about that, because one thing about me, I don't mind losing it. I just don't want regrets. Even if I will make money from something, I just feel okay at the end of the day, maybe it will cost me so.
Be worth it.
I would just be like, God, if this thing is not meant to be in my life, remove it. If I'm not supposed to be this, so I'm actually very sure that I would never have married such a guy. But I think divorce was the right option for both of them.
Yeah.
The girl does not deserve to be in that family, and the guy does not deserve. But I don't know. He grew up with a mother that can hit someone on a wedding day, so I think he will be fine. But then I just feel they don't deserve to be together, because since the girl has temper and the mother-in-law also has temper, so even if they covered up the wedding saga, they will still have more issues.
No, wait, you're looking at it from the mother-in-law hitting the bride. Look at it from this way. You as a person, with the kind of mother you have.
My mother would never hit
Wait,
me.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere.
My mother has not even hit
That
me
is
for
not
over
where. That's not where I'm going to.
Yeah.
Your mother that you know saw somebody hungry. Will she give the person her food?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That giving the person food is not the problem. I wanted to use my mom as an example, but then it look as if I'm making my mother
when I said,
noble woman.
No, when I said my mom would hit me because food, my mom.
Because I did not in any way say maybe the girl was a good person or this. What I'm just trying to enforce is that
no, I want to make a notion.
Yeah,
I get it. Hitting someone is a bully attitude. Like I said, I don't stand for it. I hate bullies. Yeah, I hate them. My mom would hit me because I'm making a nuisance, absolute nuisance of myself.
Yeah, but there's something called decorum. There's something called decorum.
You don't have to feed your guests.
The way you talk, okay, like now we all know this term: inside voice, outside voice, this, that. So the way you behave outside is the way you behave inside, and 2 wrongs can't make a right. Yeah, like if I'm outside and I misbehave, I'm not even talking about my wedding day, and I misbehave because I'm an adult. My mom would just give me that, we all know the term bombastic side, so you know you are dead. It's only if you're not cautious that some children don't even get that eye. You have to open all your mouth. Do you get? So my mom would look at me with that eye, let you know that, okay, now when you come home. But there's something my mom would never do. My mom won't hit you outside. In fact, I'm not sure my mom would raise her voice on me.
Yeah. That is because you would not refuse your mom giving somebody her food.
But I'm talking about worst case scenario here.
No, wait. See,
I'm talking about worst case scenario. That's what I'm saying. Worst case scenario, if I lose my training. I'm saying if I lose my training and go outside and behave stupid, I'm so sure of my mom being in check of her emotion that she won't do something crazy there. But then when
mom
she gets home,
goes to dish the food, you turn the food back into the cooler.
I would never do that. But one thing I am sure that even if I'm stupid enough to do that, my mom would never hit me.
Like I said, if I do such, my mom's gonna hit me, and she's right.
My mom would never do that. My mom would. One thing that my mom would never hit you.
We can always
outside.
agree to disagree. No,
yeah,
I get it.
My mom would never hit you outside. 1 and 2. Then the fact that it's her daughter-in-law. See, let me explain something to you. I know this case, the way it's being polished and polished, because I followed the trend on Twitter, like I read a lot because I really, really wanted to understand like why are two people crazy on the wedding day. Because personally, I feel the daughter and the mother-in-law were both crazy. Personally, I don't think anybody is sane. I wouldn't want to do anything with either of them, including the son.
You're trying to match each other's crazy.
Do you understand? I wouldn't want to have anything to do with all of them. But I need just imagination because please, why crazy people getting married? Do you understand?
I know,
but maybe I didn't get to see this. But I know that even if somebody had come out to tell the story in order to rationalize the whole mother-in-law thing and the whole daughter-in-law thing, I want you to understand something, that most times the way you're treated in your husband's home is the way your husband places you. If you're in the family and everybody talks to you anyhow, it's because your husband does not respect you.
I get you, but that doesn't apply to this.
I'm trying to say on a general scenario, if you go to your family and maybe now somebody abuses me, if I go for a family meeting and my husband people, my mother-in-law talks to me in a very degrading manner, I'm sure I wouldn't talk back to my mother-in-law. So even if in my home we have freedom of speech, right? We have a way of doing our thing. Yeah, we could air our opinion down to our last born. We could air our opinion, but then one thing is that we're from a very strict home. We have that thing. Do you understand? So I would never ever say anything to my mother-in-law. But then one thing I'm sure is that I am the son. For everything my mother-in-law does to me, I'm going to blame the son. Because I have friends that they will tell me that my husband does not take rubbish, so they can't do that to me. Yeah. Even when they want to shout on me, they go to meet the husband. So I feel that if that respect is within them, even as the girl has behaved so stupidly, the mother would have gone to meet her son to tell the son that this your daughter, this your wife is stupid because the girl was being stupid. If she actually did turn that food, she was being very stupid.
I think I'm still gonna go one up for the mother-in-law because she had to have respect the girl. Just like you said, why didn't she just go and dish the food herself? She would have waited.
I didn't think she respected the girl though. That one I would not agree.
Initially, hear me. Like I said, see, I get it. I've planned events, I've catered to events, so trust me, it's crazy. You're not running on your normal senses. So if the mother-in-law who is stressed and someone's getting married,
the daughter-in-law is also stressed. Everybody is stressed.
Yes.
No, let's not be stressed.
No, you're not going somewhere.
I'm saying let's remove stress. Everybody's
the daughter-in-law too is stressed.
Yeah.
Because about to return this back, she's stressed. So
everybody is
like I said, I'm going somewhere.
Right, okay.
She's stressed.
Okay.
Her guest comes in. She's like, oh my god, we're going to do all of this again. She started looking for food. She knows where the food is. She could have just gone to her in-laws and like, please, my guest is here, I want to take, or not even give a hoot about anybody, just go there, dish the food and serve my guest. But no, it's my son's in-laws. So let me go, and my son has married a new wife into the home. So okay, I follow clues. I'm not just jumping to the game. She goes to meet this girl. Hey, I have guests. They traveled from far. For them to have arrived late, something obviously happened. You don't know if their car broke down or whatnot.
No, we wouldn't say obviously.
Yes, wait.
Some persons don't just go to occasions.
They came the party was over.
Yeah, I'm saying some people just don't go to occasions. Nothing might have happened.
Not care. Like, they still came late.
Right.
So, and they had guests. They're like, okay, I need food. Can you please? Even if she doesn't add please. Oh, okay, she goes to meet the girl. First things first. But wait, first things first. Was she right or was she wrong?
Ada, let me explain something to you. When you talk about respect, no, you are pushing me to the I can't answer that. It's a leading question. That question is leading.
I just want it's not leading.
It's leading.
I come into your space. I come into your space.
It's because
and maybe your assistant is here.
We tend to use the word respect anyhow. That's the truth. Respect. You feel she respected the girl by going to ask the girl.
Yes.
But then that if you ask someone, you just like
Says
and the
no.
person says no. When the respect actually comes in, is when you respect the person's decision.
Then my guess
People
is
just
hungry.
that's the truth.
I know that there's
Because I know myself. If I was the one, let me tell
because
you,
your parents are hungry. Your parents have not eaten before in this
and
time.
the guests
It's
not
your
eating
wedding.
before if you're going that
wedding.
way. The guests are not starving. You
You,
go to wedding,
you
satisfy your
at
hunger.
the wedding.
Seriously, I've done a lot of like in fact, I was a chief bridesmaid for a wedding that I spent a lot of money on things, and on the wedding day, things couldn't work, and I had to even still pay bills for the bride and groom. And I left. I did not die. You went to a wedding hoping
You
to
were the chief bridesmaid.
Are you getting me?
You are part of the wedding.
See, if you go to a wedding, I'm going to say that I've gone to tons of weddings that I do
You
not
are a chief, but you see food. You are the chief bridesmaid. You're
Yeah.
close to the bride. But you see somebody that comes and does not eat it. You give the person your food.
I did not say that.
No. Like for instance, like a guest comes, like you said, you had to pay bills. You have to sort them. You have to sort something for the bride and groom.
I know I must have told you this story that I went for a wedding that the bride and the groom is the rich one, the bride is poor. And whenever they want to do things, she's poor. And let's be sincere, she's poor. And the guy is rich. And in that way, before they serve you, they're going to ask you, are you from the poor side? Are you from the white side or the husband side?
Are you kidding
If you say you're from the white side, they'll give you food without meat. And if you're from the husband side, they'll give you meat.
Nah,
I told you this.
You're joking.
Do you understand?
I'm not going to believe that.
You don't need to believe. Everybody around me knows about when I regretted. I took bus from here to Oka to get it. Okay, and yeah, I think I've told you something like that. Yeah, that was the only time I've ever paid for bridal train, because you get to know every bridal train cheap I've ever done, I don't pay. Because I don't do things like that. My friends just want me to do so. She was the person that ever paid because she didn't afford it.
I just agree to disagree on this issue, but one thing I will leave you with on this matter is
no, I want to say
girls,
before you
stack your money up. Because if the bride is actually, the truth of the matter,
if the girl was actually rich,
she's rich, the mother-in-law will not slap her.
Her mother will not. Yeah, that's the truth.
And this bride that you go that they're telling you serve me food without meat, you must be crazy.
Do you understand?
So ladies, get your money up.
Get your money before you get married. But before we complete this, I want you to look at this from another angle. If the mother-in-law had kept food and the daughter-in-law came to ask the mother-in-law, can I take food? And the mother-in-law refuses. If the daughter-in-law has still gone ahead to take the food, wouldn't you have seen it as being disrespectful?
It's still disrespectful, yeah.
That's what, no, I want you to understand what respect is. Respect has nothing to do with age.
Obviously.
Now you're feeling the mother-in-law respected her because she asked. No, that's not respect. Anybody can ask. It's respect. Yeah, that's simply courtesy. It's not respect. Okay. When respect actually comes in, is when
you respect the person's
decision. Do you understand? Yeah. So if now we flip sides and it's now the mother-in-law who the girl asks and the mother-in-law says no and the girl goes ahead to take that food, we would all have called the girl different names. Would have said the girl wasn't properly trained.
There will still be slaps.
No, yeah, slap. No, I've said it. Slap is a constant
so,
thing.
yeah, in that
both of them are crazy.
So
but I'm trying to say that the mother-in-law is not right in any way. Neither is the daughter-in-law. Because if it was the daughter-in-law that asked the mother-in-law and still went ahead to take that food, we would have called her all types of names. Age does not change anything.
Obviously, I mean, you were there.
Because we know a lot of old people who just say because they are old, they are wise.
Yes, so during I'll still go back to election time again. You see old people jumping queues. Seriously, excuse you. It's no. Go and queue. Thank you. If I want to let you go, I let you go. Don't come and use that you're elderly or older than me. It's up for me to like stand up for you on the bus. It's my decision.
Yeah.
So not because you're older. So just you should please. Somebody said this thing and the person got the fire by the person got like. It is sometimes children train your parents. So it's not only parents that will train children. Teach your parents how to behave outside so that they will not receive bad goods. And somebody was coming for the kid. But it's actually, you should learn to teach your parents courtesy, simple courtesy, like how to live in the modern world.
Yeah, you can get away with
because this Nigeria is
they can't do it.
So teach them how to behave outside so they will not feel insulted or embarrassed.
We don't
And
go to
somebody that
public
is not even up to you now be talking to your parents.
Anyhow.
And you now feel
You have to defend your parents. But you know your parents are around.
the parents, if you have coached them, if you have taught them, they're not gonna embarrass you outside. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, TED Talk. So
I know you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
yeah.
Please turn on the notification bell. Share it to your friends and family. Right? Like this is so interesting. I brought that for the first because we intend to have conversation where we argue and argue and argue. I know that's
it's
not
true.
going to give interview. You know, I wanted to give
I think she was intentionally baiting me so that
you understand?
I'll be arguing.
You understand? It's not going to give interview. I didn't want it to give interview. It's going to look too wasty now. As we talk about mother-in-law, you know, we have different opinions and we have to buttress it, and it's actually went the way I wanted. I don't want it to look as though we're more job interview. That would have been so serious. I wanted it to be so I wanted to give conversation. You can even go confrontational, even if you move a shoe now, it's in my head. That would have been fun. Did you get me?
But no, I will not slap her. I don't do that.
We don't do things like that over here. So we are saying that a young girl, even if you don't have money, just walk towards it. Even if you have somebody you want to marry, but please try to have your own money before you steal it. Don't just go in. I know that there are some men that are ready to be providers, but then things change. Respect vanishes, love vanishes, things change. Your husband can go broke.
But your money,
just have your money.
Vanish.
You see, one thing, and money gives confidence. You understand? It makes you're able to take some decisions on your own. It makes you that when somebody is talking to you, you know when the person is insulting you and when the person is actually.
You not just be smiling. You can't say insult so much. They don't want you to talk.
When you go to family meeting, you'll be the one to sweep when you don't want to sweep. And even if they tell you that okay, as the youngest wife sweep, you can outsource it.
Yes.
You don't want to do it with your own money.
Like, it happens.
Do you understand?
Like some persons, like especially like things like the Yoruba tribe, like when they are having their like a family gathering, a party, the layer is upcoming now. The wives have to go and bond over firewood cooking and something. One guy was like, they know not to call my wife.
You see what I was saying?
They know not to call my wife.
It goes down to your husband.
And okay, I think there was another instance again of my friend. I just told her, see, when it's your turn to cook, just pay somebody to cook for you. It's not big deal. You mustn't cook. And you see that if you start that trend, once you pay somebody, you see that other wives
will do that.
Will pick up.
If you want to suggest, everybody can join money and divide.
No. Don't suggest. Don't. Because you say that means you're like implementing you, because maybe you're like not the first wife in the family, like you just came, get your money up, it's turn by turn, or when they're doing their thing, pay somebody to do your shit for you.
But then if you like cooking, go ahead, sister. Some people enjoy doing shows. You can do it.
People that like cooking, this is conversation not for you. People that like cooking is often this conversation. Because
if you like stress, now for you,
This conversation, sorry, just
leave us alone. It's for those that don't really like shows. Yeah. So we're just trying to say, but we are going to still maintain that marry a husband that will rep you, that will defend you, and then marry a wife that will also defend you for your
very important
family. Because if you go to your wife's place and they don't respect you the way your wife presents you, and you carry yourself well as a man and as a woman too.
I think we should just be really nice human beings. We should just be credible human beings, because I remember there was one time the man is not so upstanding, but the wife mother still, like, she was dishing food and somebody dished one meat for the man, and the mother-in-law was like, no, put two me, like they don't serve. I'm like, yo, and the guy like, is.
And but you know this thing I'm talking about is not about money.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the woman, the mother actually stood for the son-in-law, which was not even that whatever to her. It's not even like a really nice person to her, but she still stood up for him. Like, so it just boils down to you being a person of credibility. Just be a good human being. That's all I have to say.
We studied a lot and we had fun. So see you next week on Sip with Okwi. Subscribe to my channel, share this video, like, comment, turn on your notification bell, and say thank you to my guest. Adora.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You're welcome.